Okay, now we can begin now creating the list component. So I'm going to start with the product list, and then we're going to continue from there. So the product list, as we can look at from our postman here, is whereby we are able to list the different products we have within our API. So for example, when I run this API here, you can see here it is able to show me the different products that we have within our application. So that is what we are going to begin. So we are going to create now the product list in this way. So for us to do that, what I'm going to do here is within the application source folder here, I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to call it product list .js like that. And then now from there, we can now begin, because this one will be responsible for displaying all the products within our given application. So here we can start with simple thing. So here we'll start with import React, and then here I'm going to have use state as well as use effect. All right, and then here we are importing it from the React like that. So we are going to use the use state and use effect, and then here I'm also going to import the Axios, which we have already installed. So here we'll have Axios, and then here this is .axios from where it is. So here this is to ensure the Axios is correctly, as we are going to use it, we want to ensure that it is there and we are able to use it. Now from there we can now begin with creating a function which is going to be responsible for displaying all the list of products that we have within our application. So here I'll have cost product list like this, and then we'll have this. So here I'm going to start with const, and then I'm going to begin with a React hook, which is the use state. So here we have set product, and then here we have is equals to use state, which is that one there, and then I'm going to set this to an empty array. Now this is going to all the list of all the products. So remember we said this is the state variable, and then this is now the function which is going to update this current state variable here. So we are going to have it that way. Now the next one is we need to have is a use effect hook, which is going to fetch products when the component is mounted to the DOM. So here I'm going to have use effect, and then this is what you're going to have. So this will be that way, and then here we're going to have Axios, and then Axios you're going to say .get, and then here we're going to pass the given API that you're going to use. So this is going to be HTTP, and then /127, which is our local host, .1, and then /API /products like that. So this is our API. Remember, this is the API that we are talking about. Actually, you could have just copied it and pasted it here, just to ensure that it is the one that we have. Right, so that is the one that we are making, and then here I'll have then, and then you're going to pass a response. Let's have this one small. So the response, and then this is what we get to have here. So you're going to have, now once we do that, we are going to update the product state with the received data. So here we are going to call the set product. Remember, this is the set product. And then inside here, we're going to have a response. Which one is that one? Okay, response. And then here we'll have .data. Remember now, as we say, the set product, which is the function, is going to update our state current variable with the data that we have obtained from running this. That is from running this API, which is here, so that once it gets all these products, we update the current variable here, which is now the product with the given data that we have obtained. So that is what we're going to have there. So this one needs, let's copy this one needs to be there, right? And then from there we are going to have a dot catch, which we are going to use it to catch any error that is within our application. So here I'm going to have error like that, and then here we'll have this. So here we're going to log an error message if the request is going to fail, and this error message is going to be this one here. We're going to say constant error, and then here we're going to say there was an error retrieving, is it correct? Yes, retrieving the products. And then here we pass the given error. Let's give a space there. Then here we pass the given error that we have obtained there. Then here I'm going to close this one this way, and then here let's have this one there, and then here I'm going to have, so this one is going to be this way, then close it that way. Remember now, this one, as we say, this is an empty dependency array, which means that the effect runs only once after the initial render. Remember, we have discussed about this. So this one is going to run once after the initial render of this particular component here. So this one, this part basically, that is what it means. However, if we pass any dependencies here, we can have this use effect rerun based on the kind of dependency that we're going to pass here. And we're going to do that in the subsequent components that we are going to create. So that once we have that one, we're going to have a function which is going to enable us to delete a product. Remember from the demo, we were able also to delete the given product here. So here we're going to have this function here, which is equals to, we're going to pass the product ID. So we identify the product ID. And then here we are going to make a delete request to remove the specified product. So here I'm going to have Axios delete. Then here we'll have the backticks, and then here remember to delete a product. Here we need to run this endpoint like this. So I'll copy that one and then I'll paste it here. But in this one here, what you're going to have is, we're going to have this $sign here, and then the two curly braces, and then now we're going to pass the product ID, because now we want to delete a specific product. So here we'll have .then, which we're going to say, so here we're going to update the product state to remove the deleted product. So once we click delete that product, we update the product state, and the product state, of course, this is the product. So we are using the function which is the set product to update our current variable here, whereby we're going to say products.filter, and then inside there we'll have product. Then here we'll have product ID. So here we have product.id, and then is not it's not equal to product ID, which is this one here. Now, basically this statement, if you have watched my Vue.js, as we are dealing with the Vue.js, we also did a similar code like this. So these frameworks normally use different, they use actually the same codes, actually, if you get to understand one. Because here what we said is that we identify the product that, of course, the product that you delete, and then here we filter out that product. And I remember we spoke about that one and I explained to you well. So once we have that one, and then now we remove the given product by saying it's not equal, and then that product is removed just like that. So here we can have, need to have that, and then down there we identify if there are any errors. So we'll have to catch and then pass an error. So here we're going to log out a particular message, and I'll copy this one here and paste it there. And then there was an error deleting. So there was an error deleting the product, and then here we pass what kind of error is that. Here we need to have this one this way, and then here we need to have this one that way. So that once we have this one, so next here, so this one you don't need to have this one here. So let's go to return and then we shall correct that error. So here we have return, and then here we have div. So the div here we're going to have is h1. So the h1 we're going to have a product list, we're going to have it that way. And then here we're going to have a map, that is a map to map over the products array, and then create a div for each product. So here we'll have products, and then here we're going to pass dot map, and then inside there we pass the product like that. So there we'll have this, what we're going to have. So here we'll have div. So div here will be div, and then key, which is equal to, sorry, this is equal to product dot id, and then we close that one. And then here we go for the next, which of course after that one we are going to have is the h3. And this h3 is going, we are going to pass it, going to pass product dot name like that. Now once this is going to display the product name, and then here we're also going to have another one which is going to be the p tag. So p tag here, that's what we're going to have, and then here we have p tag closing. So inside there we are going to have the product description like that. And basically what you're doing here is just this one. So the product name, description, and then the price, like that. Right, so that is the product description. And then the last one we're going to have here is, the product dot price, which is this one here. So the product dot price, and then here we're going to pass this $sign to show that this is the price of that given product. So that is what you're going to have. So lastly, we're going to have a button that, of course, which we're going to use it to click and then delete our given product, because we have created the function to delete our product. So here we have button on click, which is equals to this, and then inside there we pass the two braces, and then here I'll have this arrow sign whereby we are going to reference our given product function there, and then here we identify the product ID. So dot ID like this, and then here we'll need to close this one that way. Sorry, this is not supposed to be there. Right, so once we have that one, and then here we close this one, and then here we pass the delete. Sorry, this is delete. Right, so the delete like that one, and then here we need to have a div which is going to close that. This one is going to be that way, and then what else are we missing here? This, we are going to have this one, need to close this one this way. Where is it going there? Then that way. Then down here we're going to have, we enable the export default, so is that our application can be discoverable in the rest of the application. So that's why we have the export default here, right? So that's so we have that one that way. And just to recap again, this is just a return statement within React. So what this one does is that now this is just like the way we add in our Vue.js, whereby we are able to have the method and then of course actually the template. So the template within our Vue.js is the same now in React.js. This one is, we normally use the return within the React.js, just like we use the template within our Vue.js. And so that is what we have here. So we are able to return that product. So we return the product list by returning the ID, the product name, the description, the price, and then the button that is we are going to click so as to delete a given product like that. So this one product is, it can't find this one, so I've just noticed here this should be products like that. So just have that one. So this one will now go away. So now once we are done with that one, we can now, before we run so that we can see an output, we need as well to set up our routing. Remember, as we did before, we are able to install the React router DOM at latest, and we are able to set it up. So here we need now to go to our app.js. Now within our app.js, we are going to have several items here. And what I would like us to do here is to delete some items. So we may not use some of these items here. So let me just delete some of this, see what you're going to have. So let me also delete that one. Also don't need the logo, and so you're going to have, so what you're going to have here is import React from React, like that. So, and then here we're going to have import, going to have the browser router as router, and then here we're going to have route, and then we're going to have routes. So that is what we're going to have there. And then here we can also actually we are importing this one from the React DOM, which is this one, React router DOM, like that. Right. So once we have that one, now we can import our product list from product list, and then here we're going not function app. Let me use the const, like that. So here this is going to be equal to this 2, and then we're going to have it that way. So this is equal, as well as this is equal to, going to have just one of them. So within our return here, we are going to have a router, because you have already installed the router here. So here I'll have router, and then inside it we'll have the div. So within the div here, I'm going to have routes, and these routes, sorry, this should be routes with caps. So inside there, within the routes here, we are going to have the first route that we are going to use. So we're going to say exact path, which is equal to, so this is our home page, and then element, which is equal to, so this is a product list, like that. So that is what we are passing there. And then here we close this one with the route. So here we're going to close this one that way. So where is this error coming from? So this is routes. So here we have route, exact path, and element, and then this is equal to product list. This should be where? This should be here. So here we need to have that one that way. Okay, so we have that one that way, and then we have the export app. Okay, so that is set up, and once we have that one running, we can come here and run npm start, like this. Let's see what you are going to have there. So the npm start is the command for us to run our React application. So we can come here, and this should be localhost 300. Okay, so we have some issue with can't resolve the .axios here. So let's look at this error here. So this error is coming from our product list. So basically this one means that it can't find our .axios, which is this one here. So let's just do this quickly. Let's try to see. So our .axios, we already installed it, and let's try to see if we can be able to find it. Module not found, which falls outside the source directory. Okay, so here let's check this one, if this is going to work. Okay, so we have solved that one. Module cannot resolve this one. And then the set product should be set products. Should be set products, not set product, like that, because this is what we have been using here all along. So this should be set products, Probably you can run this again. Ensure set product is set this way. So just realize this one needs to be, so it needs to have this one. So just ensure that it is. So let me just have one here. So I believe this one should be that one, should be that way, and any other set products that we have within our application. And this is so here it says, so that error has gone. But then we have the issue with Axios, and I don't know why it can't find Axios. So guys, this import Axios, this should be that way. And yeah, so this one should be that way. And then I've also discovered that there is this error of use state, whereby it is recognizing it as not a function. So I've just discovered here that we made an error here. Maybe you already discovered this, so this should be use state like that. So I'm sorry about this. So this should not have been so. So the use, that is, we are importing Axios from Axios. The use state should be this one, as you can see here. Okay, so once we have that one, now this is running well. We can just come here and see the product list. Don't know why we don't have anything here. So we should be able to have, because within our API here we have some products. So let's just look at, let's run our console here and inspect this. There should be an error. So the error is the, okay, so this error is the cause policy, whereby this one means that they have to be in sync. So our local host is 300 here, and we are using the one for Laravel is 8,000. So that means they need to be in sync. So let's go to our backend here. Let's go to our course.php, and we need to have these ones in sync with each other. So this is what we need to change here. So to resolve this error, what we're going to do here is I'm going to copy this one like that, and then here I'll come here and paste that one there. So this one is going to be this way, and then here we're going to have a comma, and then here we're going to have that way. Now what we mean here is that Laravel by default with this one, it allows only requests which are coming from this local host port 8080. But since now we are associating them together, so we also need it to allow requests from the React application. So we need to have the 300 there as well as the 8080, so that now when we save this one, we can have this issue go. And you can see now it has gone, and we are able to display the list of products that we have within, and they are the ones which are coming from our API here. So we have shoes as the first product, which is now this one here. We can go ahead and check if the delete function is working, and we can see it is working because we are able to delete a product speaker. It is deleted from our given application here. Right, so now let's go to the next, whereby we are able now to begin creating a standardized Axios instance.